Dear grade 8 students, welcome to the chapter Grouped Frequency Tables. First of all, let us see the meaning of data. Data is a collection of information. It can be numbers, letters, or any other symbols. And a collected data can be categorized into two groups, grouped data and ungrouped data. Ungrouped data is a data which is in the same form as it is collected. Raw data that is not sorted, which is not arranged in special order or special categories. Such a data is called ungrouped data. For example, a set of numbers here, this is an ungrouped data because it is just as it is collected. Another example, people used to get confused, this is grouped or ungrouped. This is ungrouped because this is not arranged it into intervals or categorized in special groups. So this is still ungrouped data. So you might wonder, what is grouped data? Grouped data is data arranged in groups, mostly in intervals, so that the frequency will give us the summary of each interval. Let us see example here. This is an example of grouped data because the frequency is based on each interval. For example, from 20 to 29, there are 3 schools, or we can say there are 3 schools for which 20 to 29 plants survived after a particular period. 30 to 39, there are 14 schools, 40 to 49, 12 schools, and so on. In short, this is a grouped data because this is arranged based on an interval. But there is a problem dealing with this grouped data. We will lose the information. For example, we say that 20 to 29, there are 3 schools. It doesn't show us that are these values or most of the schools are 20 or 21 or 28 or 29. So such a direct or accurate data, we lose it. But to deal with large data, like the whole population of a country or mass of a lot of people in a market or income of a huge group, in such cases, it is not easy to deal with people by people or number by number. Here we group them and we deal with grouped data. Now let us see more details. The most important objective of this lesson is to understand how to categorize data. For example, 10 less than, t less than or equal to. Remember, these two are not the same symbols. This is less than and this is less than or equal to. So here once again, 10 less than t less than or equal to 20. Second group, 20 less than t less than or equal to 30. Which means if we have a data 20, 23, 28, 30, 31 to be included in the same group. So how do we add them? 20 should be in the first group because we have equal to in the first group only. We don't have equal to in the second group for 20. So 20 should be added here. 23 should be added in the next group because 23 is between 20 and 30. 28 is also added in the second group. 30 is also added in the second group because with 30 we have equal to in the second group and we don't have equal to with 30 in the third group. And 31 is between 30 and 40. So this is how we can distribute the data according to the interval based on the equal sign. Now let us see the questions related to this lesson. This table shows the lengths of time 25 customers spend in a shop. So this is already 25. Now, one of the customers was in the shop for exactly 20 minutes. That is an extra information. Means 21st customer. In which class was this customer recorded? The question is 20 is to be included in the second row or in the third row. We have 20 in the second row and 20 again in the third row. But remember, we have equal to with 20 in the second row. So it should be included in the second row. So question 1A is in the interval 10 less than t less than or equal to 20. Now let's move on to question B. Which is the model class? First, we need to understand what is the model class. Model class means it is the interval. And which interval are we going to choose? The interval which has highest frequency. So first we choose the whole frequency. We have 12, 7, and 6, which was the original data. From this, we choose the highest frequency, which is 12. And the interval which is corresponding to highest frequency is called the model class. So let us define model class. It is the interval or the class related to or corresponding to the highest frequency. The highest frequency is 12. So the answer here is 0 less than t, the time less than or equal to 10. That's all for question 1. Moving on to question 2. These are the heights in meters of 20 people. Complete the frequency table. So first we can mark by tally mark, and then we can complete the frequency. 1.65 will be between 60 and 70. So 1.65, 148, 180. 180 should be in the 4th row, not with the 5th one, because we have equal to in the 4th row. 182, 179, 153, 174, 185, 74, 85, 67, 66, 71, 56, 71, 56, 58, 47, 58, 47, 68, 72, and remember, once you reach the 5th one, it should be a cross to make a group. 55, 61, 61, 76, 73. So it will be 2, 4, 5, 7, 2. And now at last we have to check the totals. 9, 14, 18, 20. So the total is 20, which is correct. What is the model class? So as we explained here, model class is the interval corresponding to the highest frequency. Highest frequency is 7, and the interval corresponding to 7 is 1.7 less 1.70 less than h less than or equal to 80. So model class is 1.70 less than h less than or equal to 1.80. Moving on to question 3. These are the masses in kilogram of fish caught in one day by an angler. Angler is a type of fisherman. And first of all, we have to complete the frequency table. We complete the interval 0 to 1, 1 to 2, then 2 less than m less than or equal to 3, 3 less than m less than or equal to 4, 4 less than m less than or equal to 5, 5 less than m less than or equal to 6. 0, 3, 0, 6, 0, 5. All of them are less than 1. So 1, 2, 3. 3.7, 5.6. 3.7, 5.6. 1, 1, 1, 6. 3, 5, 3, 2. 2, 4, 5, 1. 0, 4. 4, 8, 4, 3. 4, 8, 4, 3. So we have 4, 2, 1, 3, 2, And the total is 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. What is the model class? Model class, the highest frequency is 4, which is from 0 to 1. So 0 less than m less than or equal to 1. You have to be careful here. Don't write the highest frequency as model class. Model class means the interval, which is 0 less than m less than or equal to 1. Question B is done. Now question C. The angler's daughter arrived with some lunch just as he was catching a fish. What is the probability that this fish was in the range 3 less than m less than or equal to 4? This is to calculate the probability. We know probability of any event is P of E is equal to number of favorable outcome divided by total outcome. Favorable outcome in the interval 3 to 4. We have frequency is 3. So favorable outcome is 3 divided by total is 14. So probability that the fish caught is in the interval 3 to 4 is 3 divided by 14. That's all for this lesson. Question 4 is similar to question 3. Complete the intervals and then mark the tally marks and find out the frequency. Again, question 5 is the same way. We have to choose the interval. Each interval should be of size 5. And we have to choose the least one. The least one is 27.6. And the highest one is 56.7. So we can write the intervals from 25 less than the liters less than or equal to 30. Again, 30 less than liters less than or equal to 35. 35 less than liters less than or equal to 40, and we need to continue until 55 less than liters less than or equal to 60, and then you can mark the tally marks and find the frequency. That's all for this lesson. Moving on to second lesson, 16.2, drawing frequency diagrams, which means you will be given a table with intervals and frequency, or you will be given a data and then you have to draw the you have to complete the table and mark the frequency. For example, this is a table given with intervals and frequency here on the second column. At first, we can mark a histogram. What is an histogram? It is a graphical representation of data using bars. But there is a difference between bar graph and a histogram. In a bar graph, we keep space in between each bar, or there is no relation between each one of these bars. Each one is independent. Whereas in histogram, the bars are connected and they are because they are continuous. For example, 0 to 15, then we can't start from 20 to 30 or 25 to 40, nothing like that. We have to continue. 0 to 15 is one interval. Then we have to continue from where we stop, which means 15 to 30. Again, from 30 to 45, then 45 to 60. It means it should be continuous. So this is a histogram. Remember, histogram is similar to bar graph, but it should be continuous, but it is represented using bars. But from a histogram, how do we get a line graph of this form? It is very simple. What we have to do is find the midpoint of each bar. For example, this is the first bar. Find the midpoint at the top. This is the midpoint. This is the midpoint of the second bar, third bar, and the fourth bar. And to complete it as a polygon, we connect it with the starting point, which is 0, and ending point, which is 60. And then just join each of these points, you will get the line graph. Here it is. So remember, on the x-axis, we have to mark the intervals, which is given from the table, and the y-axis will represent the corresponding frequency. 0 to 15 is 4. So we have to raise the bar until we reach 4 in the first interval, until 5 in the second interval, until 10 in the third interval, and until 6 in the fourth interval, and so on. Let us see an example here. Construct a frequency diagram from each frequency table. Aircraft flight times. 0 less than t less than or equal to 1. So on the x-axis, which is here horizontal line, we need to mark the interval 0 less than t less than or equal to 1. So let us write here 0 less than t less than or equal to 1. We need numbers until 8. So we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we have, let's say, numbers until 20, we can skip count. Yani, let's say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and so on. According to the need, we can change. So first 0 to 1 is 3. So we can draw the graph this way. This will be the first bar. 1 to 2 is 6. The frequency is 6. So the height of the second bar is 0 to 6. And the interval is 1 less than t less than or equal to 2. The next one is 2 less than t less than or equal to 3. And the frequency is 8. The next one is from 3 less than t less than or equal to 4, which is the frequency is 7. And the last one is 4 less than t less than or equal to 5, corresponding frequency 4. So we have completed the histogram now. And now to complete the polygon or the line graph, we mark the midpoints of each bar and also mark the ending point and the starting point, which is 0, just connect it with a ruler. So this will be the corresponding line graph, or we also call it as polygon because it is closed from all sides. Moving on to question 1b. It's also an interval starting from 0, 0 to 5 until 25. So this will be first, second, third, fourth, fifth. We have all the 5 intervals here. And the highest number is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We can mark it up. The first one is until 2 only. In the first interval is 0 less than t less than or equal to 5. Second one is 5 less than t less than or equal to 10. And the frequency is 6. And we can continue the same way. The midpoints, then connect them to the starting point and the ending point. So we get the required polygon or the line graph. Moving on to question C. And now we can draw the polygon or the line graph. Let's see the next question. Here on the y-axis, we need until 32. So we can take, let's say this is 10, 20, 30, 40. 0 to 20 is 15. 23. 32. 12. And 6. Now the polygon. That's all for question 1, and now we will move on to question 2. This graph shows the mean monthly temperature for 2 cities. So average temperature is on the y-axis and months are on the x-axis. Purple color marks city A and green color marks city B. Which city has the highest mean monthly temperature? Green is on the top, so city B. Because the question is not all together in the year, but one of the highest. From all the months, the highest is in city B. Next question is, which city has the lowest mean monthly temperature? From all the points, lowest point is here, which is close to 5, and it is with city B. So lowest value, lowest temperature and highest temperature, both of them are in city B. How many months of the year is the temperature higher in city A than in city B? This is higher than green point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not this, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it is 10 months. What is the difference in average temperature between the two cities in February? In February, in city A, it is 15, and city B, it is 10. So the difference is difference in the month of February is 15 minus 10, which is 5 degrees Celsius. That's all for this lesson. And from next week, we will continue with chapter 1 of Pupil Book 3.2. Just have a look, keep practicing with the graphs. That's all for now.